running a little bit late, but what's it called? I just got some things going on. I'm out here in Taiwan right now. If you can see like the background, because the two piece we'll broadcast from like anywhere like on planet Earth, right? So that I can't listen and listen. If I ever get the chance to Elon Musk this thing and go into space and we can broadcast from like one of the other planets, like I'll do that too. Um, I just don't know if that's going to happen in the lifetime, but we'll see. Gridiron is going to be coming up with Inside the Number segment. Just because I'm in Taiwan working, he's back in Arizona still holding it down and making sure that we got some stats and cool things to go over for all our kids. The two piece, we don't miss a week ever for the most part. I actually can't remember if I ever missed a week. I'll let Gridiron do some background on that. Beetlejuice will be returning next week as he was out in Mexico getting some color and hanging out and doing all the cool things that college kids do, having some fun. So I'm hyped for him. Speaking of having some fun, we got some cool people. Finding some new places to enjoy life, if you will. And one of those guys, good. I like to consider him a good friend and a friend of the program. Coach Cheatwood, the linebackers coach from NAU, moving on to Norman Boomer Sooner. He's going to be taking over one of the rooms over there. I believe it's going to be the linebacker room. I never know because sometimes these coaches will move around. I think he's taking over the linebacking room. He will be coaching at Oklahoma. I know he's super pumped about that. I know he loves what he helped build at NAU. What NAU has done the past couple of years has been pretty amazing. I think a lot of us would agree to that. So the staff that Coach Wright put together, phenomenal staff. I know Coach Silver will be taking over, coming from ASU, will be taking over Coach Cheatwood's room, and then Coach Cheatwood, like I said, going on to Oklahoma to make things really really cook. So shout out to him and all that he's accomplished, and we will miss him in the valley, but we'll keep in touch somehow. Probably try to get him on the show, chop it up, talk about what it's like, the Oklahoma barbecue that I hear so much about. I'm not really sure if that barbecue is king, because I've had that Texas barbecue and that is really good. And the folks in Kansas City swear that they got the best. But Little Miss competes with all of them. Competes with all of them. I'm not going to say it's better or worse or whatever, but competes with all of them. So I do want to put that out there. Another thing I want to show some love to is shout out to my guy Brandon Huffman from now Rivals, also friend of the program. Jeremy Adeyanju, the superstar running back from O'Connor, has committed to UW. Shout out to Coach Scotty Graham doing his part to make sure that he continues the pipeline from Arizona to I guess the Seattle area or whatever, to Washington. So without further ado, I do got to bring on the handsomest man in Arizona high school sports media, the one, the only, the legendary Gridiron Arizona. Shout out to Eric Newman who gave him that title. I know that's important to Gridiron. He will never admit it, but he loves the title. So come back 2 seconds, hang out with your boy. I'm live in Taiwan. Gridiron holding it down in Arizona. It's too bad that we won't see that connection come the season. But I know that Escobedo is excited to have a lot of other receivers over there at Mountain Point holding it down. Hey, Gridiron,
get the international two-piece today.
The international variety. I am curious.
Still sleep here in the States.
I am curious, Gridiron. Your thoughts real quick. I know that you probably just heard the news yesterday or whatever. Coach Cheatwood moving on from Flagstaff to Oklahoma. I think that's amazing. Good for him.
He's going to coach Andros over there.
Yeah, he's got to be excited about that too. Those guys are absolute dogs, Nico and Bo.
SEC, that's a big time. Yeah, I'm glad I got to talk to him before the for the state game over there back in December, and here he is. Yeah, he thought he was talking to someone big. Apparently, I was talking to somebody big because he's out there in the now.
Man, I was right there with you and Coach Cheatwood when Coach Cheatwood was singing the praises of Gridiron, Arizona, talking about, man, I used to wait up all night just to see the manual scoreboard and all the things that Gridiron would post. Like, Gridiron,
he did play in Arizona. He played at Yuma Catholic.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gonna keep those recruiting roots down here. He I had a brief conversation with him, and he said he's gonna make sure that Oklahoma continues to recruit the Valley.
That'd be a good idea, because this is a really strong 27 class, and the 28s are right there too.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Absolutely spectacular. Subject for today, we got multi-sport athletes. We're going to continue this with some guys that are balling. We're finishing up the winter, right? Because that just ended recently. So our last installment of multi-sport athletes getting it in the winter, right here. Let's see here. Yeah, who do we got? Okay. Looks like we got a pair of kids from Valley Christian. Looks like Noah Lewis and Porter Cross. And then we got a fleet of kids from Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin had a ton of kids playing multiple sports. Coach Norris really encouraging that over there. Gavin Weiler's an absolute stud. Plays some basketball. Nate Steinman playing some soccer. Cash Hughes also on the soccer field with Cade Calbert and Braden Madsen. And then they got another hooper over there, Michael Kimball. And then Chandler. I got a chance to talk to Coach Wisdom briefly at Under Armour and stuff, and singing the praises of this Preston Shorter, a wrestling kid in the winter.
And that was an
absolute dog
on Chandler's campus there, the Under Armour.
Yeah, it was, and had all the stars out there. Not to forget about the stars from Chandler: Jai Jones, Max Sprott, Will Menzel, and a handful of others. So. Gridiron, I let you go inside the numbers on our multi-sport winter guys that will finish up our winter session of multi-sport football players.
Yep, we'll start with Noah Lewis over Valley Christian, 5'11", 150. He's a junior. Football and soccer and track. He's running track as well. At least he did last spring. I don't know if he is this year or not. Last season in football, 23 tackles and 4 interceptions for the cornerback. Against Dysart, he had 5 tackles, 1 solo, and an interception in a 38-13 win. This season in soccer, he's a forward, 14 goals, 5 assists in 18 games for the Trojans. Was a first-team All 3A Metro Region forward. And then last year in track in the spring, he did both high jump and long jump.
Man, hey, the kids at Ben Franklin the kids at Valley Christian, like, they don't play around. When they do multiple sports, they really go all the way and handle that business. Noah Lewis isn't the only one, and he was absolutely spectacular in the winter. So just want to make sure to show him some love. And Coach Peterson, high praises for him too when talking about him. So let you move on.
We got Preston Shorter from Chandler, 6'2", 280. He's a senior, football and wrestling. Played defensive line, had 3 tackles in the 30-17 win over Hamilton, 1 tackle for loss in the open semis. And then this year in wrestling went 43-11 was his match record this year. He placed 4th in the state. It was the 3rd time that he was a state placer. He was 2nd in 25 and 4th in 24. So always up there on the podium. And Chandler as a team finished 8th in the state tournament this year as well in wrestling.
That's incredible, because like wrestling is like done like amongst like all schools, because it's really just weight classes, right? So
well, yeah, but they still have like a Division I, Division II, because I think Liberty and Sunnyside were in 2 separate categories when they did those. So they still have the conference. I think they go by enrollment kind of thing. Obviously, Chandler would have been in the largest class of enrollment, with being one of the bigger schools in the Valley. We'll take a look at a couple of the Ben Franklin guys. Gavin Weiler, 5'8", 155. He's a junior. Football and basketball, was the team's quarterback. 3.50 GPA, had 2,350 pass yards, 29 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions last season. He's a 2-year starter, had a game against Seton Catholic, was 14 of 18 for 273 yards and 4 touchdowns in a 56-13 win. He was the
Sheesh.
3A Metro Offensive Player of the Year, and the team went 13-1. They were the state runner-up. In basketball, he played in 24 games for Benjamin Franklin, and in a game against Santan Foothills, had 7 points, 2 assists in a 64-33 win. Hopping back to football, I mentioned he's a 2-year starter. He's 23-3 as a starting quarterback, 62% completions, and of course he's back. This coming fall, so gonna try to make a run at the 3A title once again.
Yeah,
Nate
he's
Steinman.
a stud.
Yeah. Nate Steinman, also from Benjamin Franklin, 6 foot 200. He's a junior. He's the team's kicker in football, and he also plays forward in soccer. In football, he was 54 of 60 in extra points and had 4 field goals with a long of 40, was first team all 3A Metro region. And then in soccer, had 6 goals, 3 assists, was first team all 3A East region. For soccer, has 38 total varsity matches played. He's been on varsity all 3 of his seasons so far over there for Benjamin Franklin, the Chargers.
Man, hey, Coach Norris is one that also always encourages his kids to pick up a second sport if they're good enough to play it and contribute. He had a bunch of kids that really did their thing, and Gavin Weiler is absolutely one of the most efficient quarterbacks out there. You mentioned the 29 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. Like that's big. That's big. He's not giving the ball to the other team, and I love his productivity on the field. And man, yeah, no, they definitely got some dudes over there.
Franklin teams that run the ball all the time anymore.
Not no more. Shout out to Coach Jeffries, who helped build the foundation of an amazing program over there for Coach Norris to walk into and open that thing up. But Coach Norris really did open that thing up, flip that offense upside down on its head, literally, and got that thing, got the athletes where the athletes need to be, and put a quarterback in there, high IQ, and can do a lot of things. So shout out to Coach Norris for doing an amazing job taking over a great program that's always been friendly to us. So shout out to them for that. Gridiron, I do got to know a couple things real quick before I let you go and we get up out of here. Suns, how are the Suns doing? Are they winning? I'm having trouble. I can jump on the internet, but
earlier tonight, they went into tonight 2 games behind Minnesota, not getting it done tonight. They're currently down 111-98 with about 3.5 minutes to go. So it looks like they're going to fall 3 behind the Timberwolves. So they're kind of clinging to that 7-8 kind of position there in the West.
Okay. Speaking of Minnesota,
your Knicks got it done tonight without Brunson. I can tell you that they beat Indiana.
The Knicks are going to be just fine. I don't think anybody's worried about the Knicks and making it to the playoffs and getting an opportunity to make a run. Hey, another thing, since you brought up Minnesota, switching to football real quick, Kyler Murray, Minnesota. Your thoughts, and do you think that he's going to be successful? And if so, how foolish is that going to make the Cardinals look, really?
Well, you get the blueprint for that happening, of course, this year with Seattle with Darnold,
right.
And ironically making Minnesota look like the dumb team there for letting him get away, and the Vikings missed the playoffs, and Darnold, of course, goes on and wins the Super Bowl. The Cardinals are paying, I believe, $36 million to Kyler Murray for him to don the purple this season and play for the Vikings, whereas Minnesota only has to pay the veterans minimum of 1.3. It's kind of a similar situation to what's going on with Tua, where Miami had to pick up most of his salary, and he's in Atlanta. Cardinals in a situation, they got Gardner Minshew, and then they'll go with Jacoby Brissett still as the starter. Neither of those 2 quarterbacks are under contract for 27, which kind of makes you think that they're probably, if Simpson's there in the second round, at the beginning of the second round, I think they take him. Because otherwise you're not going to have a quarterback roster next year at all. Even if it is a good class, and I think you're kind of looking at tanking in March in a way, but I'm not convinced that Kyler Murray is going to be the the difference in Minnesota. This was a team that took a big step back last season. I don't know that they could be a 500 team. They're still in that division with Detroit and Chicago and Green Bay, which is a very similar situation to the Cardinals. That you got three teams that are really good in that division.
Are you in on Minshew
But
Mania?
he's got Justin Jefferson to get the ball to, so he's got a better receiving cast than he's had the last few years here in Arizona.
Are you in on Minshew Mania? Do you think that that's going to work out for the Cardinals? Do you think that Gardner can?
No. He's gonna, he'll probably get at least a couple starts just because quarterbacks don't normally make it 17 games. But he might have some magical moment. But I'd be hard pressed to think that the Cardinals are going to win more than 3 games this season.
I would love to see the Cardinals make a play and try to bring one of our Arizona guys back, mainly one of the 2 from the Saints, because there's 2 of them over there and they're competing with each other. And I'd like to see both of them get opportunities to
I'm not
be
sure they're
full-time
competing with
starters.
each other. I'm pretty sure Tyler is QB1.
But
I don't think there's a competition.
But like, I mean, they're in the same room competing, so they are competing with each other no matter what. So why not bring Rattler home and turn it over to him and start Rattler Mania here in Arizona.
He's still under his rookie contract, right?
Which would be great for Arizona. That would be great for the Cardinals.
Why would New Orleans give up a guy on a rookie contract?
They got somebody else that they gotta fully invest into and make sure that he's feels like he's
once they invest in one of the quarterbacks, then they won't have a need for Rattler. But right now, the quarterback position, if you can get away without having to pay a lot of money there, that gives you a lot of money to spend on the rest of your team. And New Orleans kind of went on a little bit of a run toward the end of last season. I think they won like 4 in a row.
Yeah. I think the end of their schedule was super easy. It was a little lighter.
The beginning of the Cardinals schedule was super easy last year, and they didn't take advantage of it.
Yeah, the Cardinals had all sorts of issues. We're gonna see. Either it is very, very possible the Minnesota Vikings might make the Cardinals look foolish, or the Detroit Lions might make the Cardinals look foolish. And because those 2 guys are in the same division,
who are you talking about in Detroit?
With the offensive coordinator taking over there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, with Gannon. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I just think that one of those situations could make the card because
Gannon went to Green Bay.
No, but I know a lot of people feel like because Petzing was kind of forced out.
Oh, you're talking about Petzing, the OC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that a lot of people feel like they had to get rid of like the whole thing because Gannon wouldn't just get rid of the OC so willingly or whatever. So I don't know. I know talking to Cam Cox and some of those guys that they feel a certain way about that whole situation. And I don't know. I just worry. I just worry about my Cardinals fans friends that.
Well, you could tell that Detroit missed Ben Johnson last season.
Oh, for sure.
Just the way
that dude's good though. Like, I mean, he's worth every penny for Chicago. Sheesh. I didn't know that he was going to make that. Listen, I thought that he was a good OC. I did not think that he was going to make that kind of a difference for Chicago. I think
Chicago will be even better this year.
Oh my God, really? Kill me now.
Yeah.
There's no way. I hope not. I mean, not that I hope not, but I just have never been sold on the whole.
All the Bears fans out of the woodwork, yeah.
Oh, geez, they're all gonna come get me, come after me. All right, Gridiron. We're gonna wrap that portion up, and then we'll be back next week. I might be live from Disneyland Hong Kong, so I'm gonna hit you up and get some.
Okay. There you go. You can be there for the week.
I land in Hong Kong on Sunday, and I leave on. I think I leave on Friday. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be somewhere next to.
Yeah. So. I think my Disneyland Hong Kong tickets are on Wednesday my time. So
Tuesday. That's Tuesday for us. Yeah. Okay.
So I might be live from Disneyland Hong Kong, which we will test out the public internet service over there and see how that whole thing works out. Or we'll
see how good it is. So far, Taiwan's been working well.
Yeah, it's not bad. It had its issues earlier, which forced me to let Beetle know that the Beetlejuice segment will return next week, hopefully. We are all eagerly awaiting what he has to say, Mr. Breaking News himself. But yeah, no, it's been the internet here
he'll
has
have a
been
lot to talk about. The ASU gets started this week with spring ball.
super
So he's
exciting
looking
and
forward to that. Yeah.
as he should be. My man doesn't stop working. All right, Gridiron. I'm gonna catch you next week, and we will have a new topic, and
Yep.
I will send you the super secret topic. I've had a few people make some requests on things that need to be
All
addressed.
right.
So
We like to please the people.
we try. We definitely do our best to try. So Gridiron, I will catch you next week. Cool.
All right. Enjoy Asia. Stay safe.
All right. I'm doing my best. Later.
Got everything, I got everything. It's a lot, never mind what I got. Don't watch that, 'cause it's all me.
Your boy Chili, I will never forget about the people that have supported me and all that. And no matter where I am on planet Earth, if it's a Tuesday, Wednesday my time right now, because it is literally Wednesday my time. If you can see, it says Wednesday the 18th. Boom. I will always make sure to try to give back and try to support the community as much as possible. Flight Club coming the end of June. Stay tuned for more details on that. Other than that, I am going to get up out of here because I'm never sure when this internet is going to crash out. So this is a much shortened version of the two-piece. Your boy Chili, if you need anything, I am still answering everything on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at Just Chili. Holler at your boy if you need anything. Just Chili TV, YouTube, and TikTok. But I don't really be doing too much on the TikTok. So just holler at me on YouTube or Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and I will make sure that I take care of as many people as possible. Other than that, I am wearing green. I am repping because I do know that it is St. Patrick's Day for you guys still. So I'm repping the green. Shout out to AALL.net, AALL.net, somewhere over here. Where is it? Boom. AALL.net. Sponsors of Flight Club. Shout out to Burrito Express. They're always taking care of me. Shout out to Recruit ID. Got to show them some love. BJ Media, the official videographing platform of Flight Club. Stay tuned for more details on that. Your boy Chili, I am going to make my way out of here, though. Forks up forever. Y'all know the deal.
Got everything, I got everything. That's all me. No help, that's all me.